I'm at a very interesting spot. Behind me is the Carter house. Right across the street is the Lotz house. Now, this was a crazy battlefield in the Civil War of America. More people died, more soldiers died on this hill right here behind me in one 24-hour period than any other war battle in America's history. Um, After the battle was finally over, the street right here between the Carter house and the Lotz house was, you couldn't even walk without stepping on a dead body. That's how many dead bodies were on this street in this area right here. Thousands, upward to 10,000 dead Confederate and Union soldiers. They said that it was a clash of 20,000 versus 20,000 coming from this side and this side. And it was about early in the morning when the father, Carter here, was woken up by a Union general and said, "We're taking over your house and this is going to be our command post." And that was early in the morning. By 4 o'clock in the afternoon, the war was on, and it was happening right here. And Carter's son, he had 12 kids. One of his sons actually was fighting for the Confederates and died in this battle here. And he got shot and died 2 days later in the house here. But this area right here, they say is extremely haunted. As you hear the crow and this old tree here, you know I love old trees, and this tree was probably here during that battle. Now, this whole area has been preserved by the Franklin and Tennessee historic districts, but the Lotz house over there. Now the family of the Lotz, they actually took off from their house because you see it's made of wood, and the bullets were going straight in their house, and they took off and came over here because you can see that one's made of brick, and there's actually a basement down there, and that's where they all hid. And not only them, it was the Carters and all their kids and their slaves. The same with the Lotz family. They all had slaves too. So they took their slaves and themselves and went and hid for that 24-hour period in the basement, why there was just a total slaughter here. And you know me, what am I going to do? This old tree, I'm just going to give it a big hug. Say, "I love you, tree. I love you, tree." You long-haired tree-hugging hippie. Man, I'll hug a tree. I don't care. I love trees. But we're going to check out this Carter house and see if there's bullet holes. They say there's bullet holes everywhere. You can still see the bullet holes to this day. As I'm walking up here to the Carter house, you see these beautiful magnolia trees. I love the magnolias. Now you gotta realize they probably planted these magnolias here themselves. You see the southern magnolia, they even got a sign. Now in the springtime, when these are in full bloom and the flowers, I really love it. Look here, you can see the outside here of the Carter house down there in the basement. Let's check it out. There's really nobody here. Like I said before, that's what I love about Tennessee. Just like never, but that's the basement. Wow. Okay. Let's take a look around. So they said this house was built in 1830. So that's how long it's been here, almost 200 years. Whoa, look at the moss on that thing. What's this, the well? Whoa, it really does go down there. Wow, this was their well where they got water. Now I'm sure probably the soldiers were getting water from here too. So if you could imagine a bunch of soldiers in the Civil War standing around here getting their buckets of water. Okay, now this is where the Union soldiers were hiding, stationed behind here and here, and you can still see the bullet holes coming on this side and on this building too. Now if you look, like these scrapes right here, that's where bullets were coming. They were hiding behind this wall right here. You can see this wall, they were hiding behind that, and the bullets were scraping, across. These are actually bullet markings that barely scraped across this wall. And if you look back here and you see all the bullet holes in this building. Now these are all bullet holes from actual Civil War. Now if you look through the window, you can see the bullet holes going through that way. Now each one of these, this is, you can see right through. Each one of these was put into a musket by a soldier. Now these would have been Confederate rounds, because Confederate bullets, because the Union were hiding behind here. They were using this house and hiding behind. So you would have had all the Confederates. See, there's another battlefield. They would have been coming from here trying to take this hill, and coming from this way and this way. So that's why you see all the bullets coming from this angle. You know, even over here on the brick building here, you can still see where those rounds were hitting this wall, and I'm telling you, it's just peppered with them. And that's really cool. I'm sure this has already been metal detected and all that, but this is where the people were firing from this position back here, coming this way. And that is pretty wild to see all these bullets. You know, you can even see how they scraped across here like that too. Wow. Well, it's not every day that you stand right at a spot where more soldiers died in one 24-hour period than any other battle. But here I am standing here, and here's the evidence of the Civil War. And those are musket bullet holes in this building here, along with all the ones over here. And this is the Carter House in Franklin, Tennessee. And this was a major battlefield. Now you got to realize how many people actually died right here. I'm telling you, right here at this house, along that wall over there into the street, from there all over here, I'm talking just thousands. They said you couldn't even walk without stepping on a dead body. And you can kind of feel it in the air here a little bit. It just feels a little creepy, you know. It's a little cold. Now, this battle happened on November 30th, so it would have been the winter time. It would have been a little cold, a day kind of like this. Going into, starting at 4 p.m., going all the way, you know, throughout the night. And like I said, by the time they walked out of these houses from that basement down there, it was just all hell. And you'd only imagine the days afterwards, the cleanup, just the total horror. A lot of people don't think, when you think about war, you think about the soldiers and all the death, but a lot of people don't think about the actual people that are affected, that are just civilians. And America hasn't seen that except for the Civil War. And here's one family, the Carter family and the Lotz family across the street, that was heavily affected by war hitting their front door. And that's literally what this is, war hitting your front door. And as you can see, this is the evidence of it, and it's kind of scary. Okay, let's open the door. This is the money shot right here. Look at that. Just peppered with bullet holes. And as we step in here, it's just very eerie. To think of to be standing in this room on that afternoon. Maybe a lot of people died right here at this spot. Let's see through there. Truly insane history right here. Truly insane. Wow. I don't know quite to say. It's a pretty amazing history. Now we're gonna go to the actual basement down here where they hid out, and maybe see these old concrete steps. You gotta realize these people actually walked down here on these steps, and this basement saved their life down here. Wow, look at this. And you can see why. This is pretty fortified down here, and I think they hid actually back here because the Union soldiers were on this side and the Confederate were on the other side. And as you can see, this would be a pretty good spot. And this is how many people were actually hiding down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 27. And there's John. There's me. I'm an unknown age and I was a slave. But yeah, they hid their slaves down here with them too. You can see the Carters, the Lotz family. Oh wow, this is a crazy history right here. Underneath this house. Take a look at, this is where I was walking earlier. Look at that. Whoa. Turn the nameplate. Of course it did. But look out there. Okay, here's the back corner. The back window underneath here. This is pretty, see all these bricks down here. Sometimes they put names on them of the company that made the brick. I wonder why this is kind of a depression right here. It's still here, fortified. Now, here's the actual Carter house here. And if you actually look, there's bullet holes in the actual house here. If you see this, look at all that. Look at all these bullet holes. Just peppered all around. You see even one right there. See that? All over. Now even on, now each one of these little houses like served a purpose for something. And there's bullets markings all on the outside of this one. I don't know what, I guess this was like a little place to eat dinner or something. But if you see on this wall too, you'll see all the bullets. And I mean, this is really beautiful right here. I don't know what it actually is, but look at that. Maybe this was like a storage horse, something. But there definitely is a bunch of bullets on the back of that. So it seems like none of them went through on this side. So it would have been pretty safe, I would say. You'd expect a soldier like standing right here and he's like peeking around. That's why you have all these bullets, you know, pretty crazy. This old wheel here. A lot of people died around here. Really, take a look at the front of the house. You know, the house really isn't too much, just I guess 2.5 story with the basement. This is what they looked like in 1830. This is what they built them like here. And that was pretty much it. The Carter house battle. This is what the house looked like. There's the Lotz house over there. And this whole street, this whole area right here just would have been filled with dead bodies. Just from here to there, all of this, just dead bodies everywhere. It's pretty crazy to think. Well, like I've said in my other videos, I really like how Tennessee, you can go around and there's usually nobody where you're wanting to check out. Here I am on the front porch of the Carter house, where one of the craziest battles in American history took place, and nobody's around. I'm just kicking it on the front porch, watching the traffic, and it's kind of a gloomy day. Kind of crazy how they have all these just open like this. But I guess that's pretty much what it would have been. No TV, no internet, no Wi-Fi here. Just a chair, fireplace, your bed. Wow. Looks like cedar. Looks like cedar, then mortar, then cedar. Here we go. Cannon. Love cannon. Whoa. Yes. Oh, we love cannon. Look at that. Boom. Look at that shooting down there. I guess that's what it would have been. They would have been coming from this area. So you can pretty much say that the cannons were blasting. Boom, boom. You see the soldiers coming that way. Now imagine how many soldiers one of these cannons would take away. You know, because they're just running on foot with muskets. So, you know, this is pretty serious right here. Really cool. That moss on top of these buildings right here. And that they're still standing. That all this is still here. This is pretty insane. Well, I never knew what a hackberry was. This is a hackberry tree. A lot of my family grew up on Hackberry Road in Ingleside, Texas. And look, Cletus occidentalis, hackberry. That's pretty funny. Big, beautiful hackberry tree. They say a lot of the troops were coming in from here trying to take this hill to go all the way back up over to the house. So a lot of the fighting was coming up over this way. As you can tell from like a strategic point, having the upper ground is where you want to be. And the Confederate soldiers, it was like shooting fish in a barrel. The Union soldiers were just slaughtering them because they were having to come up these hills here. Now, you can imagine back then there was some more trees and stuff in this area, and they were covered in honey locusts. And some of these trees still have, you know, their own battlefield wounds from the fight. And they would have been trying to get up this hill right here to take that point, because that's where the Union had actually made like their guard, and that was their post. And you can imagine trying to come up this hill right here. A lot of people died right here on this hill, trying to just get up this hill and get behind some of these trees that are here. And it was a total slaughter of them trying to come up this hill to take that house. Okay, that's pretty much the Carter house. I'm here on this old well and this big magnolia. There's the house in the basement. Confederate soldiers would have been coming from here. Pretty scary to think about, you know, wars showing up at your front door. And this is American history of that happening. And, you know, we really need to watch our steps and make sure this never happens again. And in today's times, it's getting a little scary. People are very fearful of our future. I think it's very important to study and remember the past, what's happened in the past, and learn from it so we don't do it again. Because here's one example of war showing up, at your front door and back door and your basement, and killing your family, and dead bodies all around, and pretty sad. But let's make sure we don't do that again, America. America's beautiful. We're a beautiful nation, beautiful country with beautiful people, all kinds of people. So, America, we love you. I'm Petro. That's Carter House. Okay, that was pretty much the walk from the Carter House to the Lotz house here. And like I said, there would have been dead bodies. You wouldn't have been able to walk what I just walked without stepping over a dead body every step. That's how many people died right here at this spot. There's a popo go by. There it is. American war history right here at home. This is literally 10 minutes from my house.